Let's stand up, shall we? Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
The next hymn that we'll be singing, if you'd like to sit down, you're welcome to sit down, that's okay. We're going to sing This Little Light of Mine next. Number 118 in your gray hymnal. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And our final welcoming hymn is going to be Come, Come, Whoever You Are. To number 188 in your gray hymnal. We're going to sing this one time together in unison, and then we'll sing it in a round in 4 parts. This is going to be the small but mighty group 1 over here. This will be group 2, group 3, and choir, you'll be group 4. Singing all together, here's our starting pitch. Come, come, whoever you are, wander, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. beautiful singing. You can have a seat.
Good morning. Welcome. I'm Reverend Jessica Clay. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the lead minister here. Welcome to White Bear Unitarian Universalist Church. And I invite you to extend that welcome by, if you have space in your pew, to scoot towards the middle, because we do still have people who are trying to come in and find seats. We do still have a lot of space in the balcony as well for people that are looking for seats. But it makes it easier for people if they don't have to ask people to slide around them. Thank you. Get to know your neighbors. And why don't you turn and greet your neighbors, since I just made that awkward? We are a community of youth, adults, and children of many diverse theologies held together by covenant, not creed. Today, we gather on our annual Music Sunday. Hooray! Who's excited? Who's excited? That's right. We give thanks this day for the place of music in our lives, the way it saves us, heals us, and gives us hope. Welcome, visitors. We're so glad you're here. The service today is a multi-generational service. If you're needing something to occupy busy hands and bodies, there are activities in the Soulworks Center. If you'd like to have a joy or sorrow named in the prayer today, please write it on a slip of paper and place it in the bowl in the Soulworks Center as well before the opening hymn. If you're watching online, please place it in the chat box. Let's take a moment and wave to those who are online as well. Welcome, Zoomers. Welcome to our church today. Together we grow our souls and serve the world in love.
My name is Rack, and I use he, they pronouns, and I am the Director of Music Ministries here at WBUUC. Whew, out of breath. I first started singing in choirs when I was just 3 years old, and I've sung in choirs pretty much consistently since then. Singer and musician have always been central pillars of my identity, but only recently have I been considering the greater value of collective music making and what that offers to our society. This is an unfortunate framing, as I do not believe that art needs to have value. But after my position was reduced at the public school where I used to work, the greater value of my work has become a more relevant question. My students would let me know that my choir class was a place where they could be themselves, and this relationship, they would let me know that they were once scared to sing and now look forward to it every day. This relationship between music making and vulnerability is central to my understanding of the work that we do as singers and musicians. Every song is an act of revelation. Your artful utterances bring me closer to you and reveals more of your personhood to me, more so than any interview could. These days, prevailing sentiments would lead you to believe that vulnerability is embarrassing. Empathy is a weakness, compassion is an opportunity to take advantage, and connectivity is more difficult to foster. I believe that these sentiments are the hindering veils that James Weldon Johnson mentioned in his sonnet from the piece that we just sang. Nevertheless, we continue to participate in these acts of collective vulnerability and celebrate our diverse personhood in the songs that we sing together. That fearless embrace of vulnerability is the ever-inspiring hope that I cling to. Today, this wonderful group of singers will share their most beloved selections of songs that I have been so lucky to learn with them over the past year. In addition to these songs, we will hear from a handful of choir members what music means to them and how this musical community has shaped their identity. The final hymn of the service will be a song that we will learn together, and there will be an opportunity for children and youth in this multi-generational service to participate in that song as well. Thank you all for being here on this special Music Sunday. Join me in the opening words. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Oh, yeah, thanks. Would you please rise and bow to your spirit for the singing of our first hymn, or fourth hymn. Number 108, My Life Flows On, an endless song in your great hymnal. Sing
Good morning. My name is Siglinda Waller, and I use she, her pronouns. I've always said that I was raised on the Beatles, Bach, and Beethoven. But in truth, my musical grounding included Tchaikovsky, Rimsky-Korsakov, Peter, Paul and Mary, and Simon and Garfunkel. This has greatly influenced my spiritual jukebox. There are significant songs which are the most important and which resonate deep within me and which are spiritual signposts. My first musical memory, which may or may not be a true memory, is being at the Parthenon, yes, the one in Athens, at sunset, surrounded by tourists singing Sunrise, Sunset from Fiddler on the Roof. I was only 2 or 3 years old at the time, so it would be a very early memory, but I swear it happened. However, I won't ask my dad, who would have been there, so I can savor this memory. A waltz of any kind brings memories of standing on my grandfather's feet while watching the Lawrence Welk show. The rhythm of a waltz brings a wistful smile, remembering my beloved Pop-Pop. The first child dedication I experienced here in this sanctuary brought me to tears. We sang all through the night. This song was sung to me as a child, as well as to my daughter when she was a child, incredibly off-key by my mother. The irony of my mom, a hardcore atheist, singing a hymn as a lullaby is not lost on me and makes me smile. The song Will I from Rent renders me unable to sing. It reminds me of my mom's mother, fondly known as Wrangler, and her struggles after a massive stroke. Will I lose my dignity? Will someone care? Will I wake tomorrow from this nightmare? Big Yellow Taxi, which we had the joy of singing this year, takes me to girls' choir in 7th grade, and Mr. P's love of pop music for training our young voices. This was played on his personal 1920s full grand piano, George. George's voice was a bit of whiskey and cigarettes mellowed over 50 years. Over this background, we sang Crocodile Rock, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Send in the Clowns, and Both Sides. Oh, and Puff the Magic Dragon. My tastes in music have apparently been passed down to my daughter, Teresa, but she has also expanded my appreciation to the folk punk music of Frank Turner. This amazing Brit has grabbed my attention with a protest album during the first Trump administration and another album devoted to less celebrated women of history, to include Sister Rosetta, the godmother of rock and roll, Mata Hari, and the young woman who inspired the mannequins we used to practice CPR. But an assignment in my sociology of music class at Inver Hills led me to the best song ever. Under Pressure has music which swoops and soars, lyrics which ask for compassion for those on the fringes of society, and the icing on the cake, the angelic voices of David Bowie and Freddie Mercury. This song tears my heart open and then binds the wound with threads of love and hope. Music has long been a part of my life. From Beethoven's Ninth at full blast, from my dad's reel-to-reel player to joining in singing at a Peter Mayer concert, music is part of my spirit. Thank you.
We now make space to name the prayers that are on our hearts here in this room. And for our people watching online, we have 33 households online. I'm going to guesstimate a lot of people in this room. A lot. It's so good to see all of you. It's so good. It's good for our spirits. It's good for our souls. Good to be together in this time. So let's just take a breath together. We come together to laugh, to cry, to be comforted. The song that we will sing later in the service is Comfort Me. The hymn that we are singing in the middle of our services this month is Comfort Me. And so our prayer this morning is written to accompany that hymn by Reverend Sherry Woodbury. But first, we make space to lift up the prayers in this community. So I invite you to cast your eyes down or close them. Breathe. Check in with your body. If you are watching online, I invite you to find a moment of stillness if you can. Check in with your heart this morning. You might be lost in memories of where all those songs took you. You might be lost in the feeling of thinking about planning where you're going to go to lunch after this. Thinking you might need more caffeine after this, but just check in with your heart for a moment. We hold in care this morning a member of our community whose father passed away, whose father, Kurt Nelson, passed away. We hold them in care. For all who are suffering in this community, we hold them in care. For our wider world, we hold them in care. For those who are in need of community but couldn't make it to their communities this morning, who are lonely and isolated, may they be held in this divine circle of love that connects us all. And now is the moment where you may name into this circle the people you would like to lift into care this morning. Oh, my soul, at times the challenges I face are too much illness, too much struggle, too much conflict between family and neighbors, too much suffering in the world on our screens and out of sight. But we know it is happening, and what shall we do? Can we bear the weight of it all? It is hard to be human, especially a soft-hearted human. Spirit of love, will you comfort us? Oh, my soul, at times I feel alone, isolated. Even if there are people around me, it can be hard to share my inner world with others or to let them help me. But when we sing together, I feel others' presence, and I know that together we have enough caring to go around for everyone, including me. Oh, my soul, sometimes I am just weary. When it's hard to get out of bed in the dark morning, hard to face difficult tasks, hard to lift my foot or open my heart, I know I may need rest and fortitude. I may need to refill the well within me. Rest is a gift that I will try to allow myself to have when I need it. My needs are important and I deserve rest. Oh, my soul, you can rest. When I've been nourished with song, I grow stronger. When I have felt the presence of caring community around me, I feel more able to use my own power. When I have given my body and spirit the rest they need, I am renewed. And yes, my soul, when the light grows, mercy, the light is growing day by day like a green growing thing. I am ready to rise. In power and beauty, I return to the world and bring to it my love and my joy.
Comfort me, O my soul.
Amen.
Good morning. My name is Juliana Wallace, and I use she, her pronouns. This July will mark 10 years since my dad died. He died suddenly of a heart attack at age 68. Even now, a decade later, I feel reminders of him everywhere. Grief kind of has its own timeline, right? Time passes and still it returns, unexpected. These days, I often welcome that ache. It reminds me of the love. Back when my dad died, I was new to White Bear and trying to figure out how to navigate this huge thing in my life. I felt unmoored and adrift. I had lost the person who had been my anchor my whole life. My dad had grounded me through a childhood that was not easy. My mom struggled with severe mental illness. My dad was my steady person. So when he was gone, even though I was 35, even though I had a career and family and responsibilities of my own, I felt like an orphaned child. The grief wasn't just emotional, it was physical. It felt like I was out at sea, trying to steer a boat in stormy water, often sick with the motion of it all. At first, I tried to think my way through the grief. That's kind of my go-to starting point. At my request, Reverend Victoria gave me a stack of books on grief. I read every one all in the same week. I thought I could kind of learn my way out of it. But the waves kept coming. So next, I tried to talk my way through it. It's another favorite of mine, with my therapist, in grief groups, at church, here, and elsewhere. And that helped. It did help me see that I wasn't alone in the ocean. There were others out there in their own boats, riding their own waves, but the seas were still rough. And then, almost on a whim, I joined the choir. That first Wednesday night, I walked into rehearsal and I felt super self-conscious. What was I thinking? I hadn't been in choir since high school. But then Thaxter welcomed me by name, and the room echoed with a warm welcome. Week after week, I bravely came back. I would sit down, and someone, it didn't matter who, I'm looking at you altos, they would say hello and begin what I can only describe as small connection. Not small talk, but brief and authentic connection. Someone would notice my necklace, which held my dad's thumbprint. Another would share their own story of grief. Everyone just got it. There was no explanation needed. There were no meaningless platitudes. I could just be. And then, of course, there was the singing. For 90 minutes every Wednesday, I could sit in peace, tethered to the present moment. I could set my sorrow down, or I could hold it gently in the music. I could be vulnerable. My voice, whether strong or wavering that day, was held by 60 others. Together, we created something that transcended my experience or any single experience. We created something beautiful and something whole. In the sanctuary, singing with all of you, I wasn't out at sea anymore. I was in a calm bay, surrounded by other ships and steady lights. The waves were still there, but I wasn't navigating them alone. Today, I still bring my vulnerability to choir with me each week. Here at White Bear, and especially in this choir, music becomes something more. It's not just melody, 4-part harmony, half notes, rests. It's belonging, it's presence, and it's grace. Together, we raise our voices in joy, in heartbreak, and in hope. We sing our way through the things we cannot speak. We sing our way through our fear, through our love, and through our grief. Thank you for singing with me.
You can remain seated for the singing of our next hymn, which is number 1002 in your teal hymnal, Comfort. Comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, oh my Sing with me. Sing with me. Sing with me, oh my soul. Speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me, oh my soul. Speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me, oh my soul. Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me, oh my soul. Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me, oh my soul. Comfort me. Comfort me. Comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me. Comfort me. Comfort me, oh my soul.
Hello. My name is Becky Myrick, and I use he, she, her pronouns, I think. So, what do frogs, whales, chickadees, and humans have in common? Well, we all sing to our kin and to our companions. Isn't that an amazing gift we have? I'd like to say that humans may not make the most beautiful sounds on our planet, because I have a preference for whale songs, but we come pretty darn close. It's really fascinating to me how people from diverse cultures experience and create music. I grew up in South Africa until I was a young teen. Music in church was full of dancing and movement, a little different from UU churches. In fact, the Zulus have a word for white people, which literally means the people who sing without moving. So true, so true. We are also learning that there are incredible sounds out in space amongst the stars and planets, vibrations which exceed what we have known here on Earth or what we can hear. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about one of the songs we will sing today called Choose Something Like a Star, with words from the famous poet Robert Frost. He calls to the stars one night, saying, "Say something to us we can understand, something we can learn. We want to feel your language in our hearts when we are alone with you," he says. He is swept up into the mystery of the universe and expresses his longing to be a part of it, to feel it deeply. And he realizes also that it is only in the dark that we can see the light. He says the star asks little of us, just to be a certain height, so to speak, to stand tall and not be marred by the madness of the world and our complicated lives, which distract us from the eternal, from deep beauty which is all around us. Instead, he says, we must choose something like a star, or maybe a beloved grand tree to keep us anchored, steady, and calm. What Frost is describing for me is my experience of music. To be in the mystery of the universe, to express our longing to be a part of it. Sometimes when I sing, I feel I am crying out from deep within, perhaps to a star, or a mountain, or a beautiful rock. Speak to me so that I may understand you and know you, to leave the limits of this body and mind. For me, singing is an act of reciprocity with the world. Music makes me feel that our creativity is limitless, infinite, like the way you feel when you look at the night sky on a clear night. If we fully believe in our imaginations, which I believe is a gift from the divine, we can create in our minds just about anything, which is then perhaps put onto paper, into clay, or the violin. And music does not exist in a vacuum. The best kind of music, I believe, is made through collaboration with others. It's a language we share and grow through, and miraculously, it crosses all borders. And lastly, it's not created in a hollow heart. It reflects our values, our emotions, and what is deep within. Ideally, it's also a collaboration with the audience, with the energetic ebb and flow of the audience and fellow musicians. Life without music is unimaginable to me, even amongst those who sing without moving.
Now is the time where we make space for announcements and our offertory. Today, after the service, you're invited to join in our annual budget meeting in preparation for the annual meeting. When's the annual meeting? That's correct. When's the annual meeting? Who's excited about it? That's right. So the annual budget meeting is here in the sanctuary after the service today. Also after the service today is the second Notice, Cherish, and Protect Nature Walk on the church grounds offered by the Earth Ministry team. And if you want to join that, you can meet them in the Emerson alcove. So once again, when's the annual meeting? Correct. And if you're watching online, the budget meeting will be on the same Zoom link that you are on online. And since you are noting this all on your calendars, right? Sunday, June 22nd, are you coming here for church? No. Because where are you going? People are like, what? Riverview Theater, because we will be streaming the General Assembly service with UUs across the Twin Cities. And if you're like, what is General Assembly? It's time to find out. General Assembly is the annual gathering of Unitarian Universalists from across the United States and Canada, and some UUs internationally come as well. This year, the annual gathering is in Baltimore, where several people from here will be going, including yours truly and Amy, our Director of Religious Education, and a couple of congregants will be going as well. And you can stream the service with other UUs in the Twin Cities at the Riverview Theater. So 10 a.m., Riverview Theater. Please don't come here because there will be no service, but you could come to the service of the Woods that day if you would like to. So ends our announcements. Short announcements today. Each week we collect for our offering plate. The money collected goes to support the work of this church in serving our mission. There are a couple of ways you can give today. You can use the text to give feature. The number will be on the screen momentarily. You can give on the website, or you can place cash or check in the offering basket. Thank you for your generosity and your faith in this life we live together as we all choose something like a star together. The offering will now be gratefully collected.
Good morning. I'm Julie Wild, she, her pronouns. Music has always been a part of my life, it seems, an important part. When I was a child, we had an upright piano that my mom played by ear. We sang Christmas carols around it, of course, but we sang often all through the year as well. We attended a small Unitarian church in Niagara Falls, New York, where Mom sang in the choir. When my big sister turned 9, she got to join. Well, I bet you can imagine how much I wanted to be in the choir too. Because I could carry a tune at 5, I was allowed to. What a treat. And here I thought all these years I was the youngest to start singing, but it was you. To me, there's nothing better than singing in harmony. This was a skill I picked up at a young age, singing with my mom and my sister. I remember when my son Harley was about 15, we were in the car, and I started harmonizing to a song on the radio. He asked me if I knew the song, and when I said I hadn't heard it before, he asked, "How do you do that then? Just sing harmonies?" It was something I had never really thought about before. Of course, years of practice is part of the answer, and as I told him, most tunes are pretty predictable. And then you have to be willing to make mistakes. I sure do. My love of singing harmony is why I told my high school choir director that I'd rather be an alto than a soprano. At that age, I could have easily sung the upper part, but sopranos generally have the melody. Boring. As a young adult, I got away from choral singing. At the college I attended, only music majors could be in the choir. Poof. I definitely still enjoyed singing to music of all varieties and dancing along at every opportunity. When Harley was born, my son, I sang to him all the time. It reminded me how much I love to sing. So at about age 40, I joined a community choir. I've done some musical theater too, which is a blast. I joined our choir shortly after finding WBUUC in 2002. Boy, has it grown a lot since then, the church and the choir. I've loved the variety of music we sing, and it was a great way to connect with folks as a new member. Don't get me wrong, I still love to listen to music too, especially concerts, and I have to put in a plug for the latest Cantus concert. Woo! Saw it last night. It is amazing. They're doing funk. It's a funk concert. All right, anyway, sorry. In addition to choral music, I enjoy orchestral, rock and roll, you name it. Musicals are always fun. Birdsong is music to my ears as well. Really, our world is full of music, and I, for one, am so glad. Thank you.
For the next hymn slot, we are going to learn a song together. I'm a music teacher, so I have to teach some music. You'll find in an insert in your order of service this Sunday a piece of music. If you don't read music, don't fret, that is okay. We'll learn it together. It's called Sing for Justice. It is an old melody adapted for new times by our local beloved composer, Abby Patinis. So we are going to start by learning the melody together with a little support from the choir. And then afterwards, maybe we'll try and do the whole thing in unison. So the melody goes like this. I'll sing it first, and then I'll ask you to repeat after me. All who want peace sing for justice, join in the call. Give it a try. All who want peace sing for justice, join in the call. The next line is the same melody as the first. Justice is love's public story, open to all. Give it a try. Justice is love's public story, open to all. The next line's the hard one. It's only hard because there's more notes. Harmony is born of difference, notes and chords of lived experience. I know, too much, right? So we'll split it in half. So the first half is, harmony is born of difference. Let's do it one more time. Ready? End. Harmony is born of difference, notes and chords of lived experience. Yeah, that second half. Notes and chords of lived experience. Give that a try. Ready? End. Notes and chords of lived experience. The end is just like the beginning. All who want peace sing for justice, join in the call. Pretty straightforward, right? Do you think you got it? Why don't we all stand up together and sing all three verses? Ready? 1, 2, here we go. All who want peace sing for justice, join in the call. Justice is love's public story, open to all. Harmony is born of difference, notes and chords of lived experience. All who want peace sing for justice, join in the call. If you want peace, sing for justice, gather in song. Here we join with friends and strangers, all may belong. You who bring hope, fear of sorrow, help us sing anew tomorrow. If you want peace, sing for justice, gather in song. We who want peace work for justice, so shall we grow. We will work to see the day when all may be whole. Naming truths while burdens bearing, singing, sharing, learning, caring. We who want peace work for justice, so shall we grow. Thank you for joining me in that. Take this as an open invitation to join the choir. We would love to sing with you.
My name is Brett Smith, he, him. It's fun in these reflections that we've heard today to hear such a commonality, a resonance of message. And so you'll hear some of that now. I'm a retired public music teacher from right here in Mahtomedi. So for me, music has been my number one defining element of my life. From my profession, my personal passion, my hobby, to some extent, it defines my religious faith. It's universal, something we all experience, and it brings color to an otherwise black and white world. Music often takes the place of my medicine cabinet, with a broad and diverse spectrum of mood-altering effects. Instead of popping pills, I pop a playlist. And examples of these auditory drugs include euphoria, or inspiration, which has helped me on many a long drive at the wheel to stay awake. It's been a sedative or a sleep aid injecting calm and relaxation. And it's been grief therapy. When my first wife died of cancer, along with friends and a good therapist, music was the salve to this deep wound, helping to release the overwhelming sorrow and despair. Music is a social binder or connector. Through participation in ensembles, choirs, bands, and listening to music performance, music opens the doors to social connections. Music has introduced me to both of my wives and has been the most meaningful connection to the friendships that have been significant in my life as well. The act of creating and performing music can be solo or communal. There is nothing that can compare to being in the middle of a choir, and I just need to interject. This is not the norm. Attend any other church of varying sizes, but this size, and you may see a dozen people singing, but not 50-something. So the number one thing, we have a tradition here that has gone on for some time, but we are so blessed to have Rack with us. Yes, he is a teacher. Yeah. Being in his choir is a very, very special experience, and he makes us all feel welcome. So maybe next year, 25% or less will be congregation and 75% will be the choir. It could happen. So being in the middle of that choir, where was I? Whether it's in a choir and instrumental experience, is an overwhelming sonic experience that creates one with one another in place, shared consciousness, physical and emotional experience. For me, sitting at the drum set, I have had a frequently found a zen of losing myself of place and time in the improvisatory jazz conversation. But singing, that internalization, transformance, as the instrument is part of our body, makes the act of music making so personal. Each one of us has a unique sound that no one else has. Very, very personal. Music is also a most powerful weapon in social justice. As we think about music's place with our church's theme of resistance, music has been a key element in resistance on a global scale to inspire and unite for cause, for covert communication and political action. Examples would be Nueva Canción movement used by folk-spirited music to address social upheaval in Portugal, Spain, and Latin America. Pete Seeger's We Shall Overcome. Slave work songs. Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit. And this one caught me off guard. Bombastic concert bands used to intimidate the rival troops during the Civil War on both sides. Tubas, drums, fife, look out, folks, they mean business. So instead of the gun or the fist, music is a vehicle for self or communal expression. It can release suppressed feelings, facilitate friendships, build social bridges, and create a tidal wave of force in the face of oppression.
Thank you all so much for coming out for this special Music Sunday. I hope that you can go out and find ways to make music, find vulnerability, and share that with someone else. Maybe even do that with some coffee out in the social hall after the service. So go ahead and say hello to your neighbor and go out in the world and have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you for being here.